chance to play that type of intensity level playoff basketball and still try to make it feel like a normal game. How did you feel about just how that whole playoff run went?
I mean, it was an experience, super fun, and I think for our group, being young, guys haven't had much of postseason play. It was definitely something that guys I think enjoyed and like being a part of. So, I mean, for me individually, like I said, it was fun, just fun playing in that level of play. When you're playing for something, every team's putting their all on the floor. Physicality's up. Each possession has a lot more weight. It was a great time, great experience.
Aaron, just how fun was it to be a part of this group this season? You guys seem so connected, just with the post game interviews, talking all of that. Just how fun was this group this season?
Super fun, and I gotta give a shout out to J Dub and J Will. Those two guys helped kind of add to both the fire and the fun behind our team, with the barking and stuff like that. I mean, it was a super fun year. I mean, being with a group of guys who kind of like buy into each other's personalities and get along with each other the way that we did. I don't think that's something that you come by a lot, like regardless of what level you play at. And I mean, we just all kind of accept each other for who we are as individuals, and we tie it into how we can help each other on the court. And I mean, it's fun to be a part of.
You guys never. I'm sorry. You guys never played too much into your youth. You didn't use that as an excuse. But every time the media talked about your nationals, they talked about how young you were, youngest to do this first, and so forth and so on. Did that play any role in the playoffs? You think your youth, anything like that?
I don't think our youth played any part in our success or our our playoff play. I think our connectedness and togetherness and understanding of what it takes to be a team that gets better and to be a team that can win games helped us get to where we were. There were probably times throughout the playoffs where there were situations that we could have handled better, and through experiences and through growth, you kind of find the opportunity to get better with those things. I wouldn't say that's youthful. I'd say that's more just experience and kind of understanding of every part of the game. And I mean, as we continue to grow and be together, we'll get better with those things. So no, I wouldn't say the youthfulness played any part.
Aaron, as the playoffs went on, and just what instances did you see that maybe could have used more experience?
I can't say there's particularly any like specific instances. I just think there were like times on the court where we might have had a certain number of turnovers in a row or something, and maybe with experience we learn to gather ourselves, slow down a little bit, find our our kind of like rhythm, and not maybe decision making. There's just a number of things that I think both in the playoffs and in the regular season where possessions matter, and there were times where we might have just been a little too loose with certain possessions, but I can't think of like one specific instance or anything like that. Just I think with experience you kind of develop a sense of growth and understanding with it all. So.
And Mark was saying yesterday that the pain that came from the loss, he wants you guys to make that an investment for the future. Just is there any part of you that's harboring that feeling, maybe trying to weaponize that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, nobody expected our season to end yesterday. So having that feeling, I don't think anybody's kind of necessarily come to peace that the season's over even. Having that feeling, knowing that we have such a large gap between now and next season, I think you could easily take that and use it as motivation and something to push you to find another level of work ethic or, you know, something you want to get better at, or, you know, a number of things, just how you're going to work out, your approach to everything. I mean, I feel like I'm ready to start today, like get right back in the gym and get to work today. So you could definitely take that pain and just kind of, you know, move with it and keep it, you know, tuck it in your back pocket and be ready to, you know, apply those feelings and, you know, the energy to, you know, when you're working out and, you know, preparing for next season.
How do you feel like you grew the most this season?
Just kind of maturing. Like I've said a couple times, just experience. You know, this being another, like my third year in the league, just kind of learning the ways of the NBA, learning, you know, individual players, how, you know, guys play, you know, how teams play certain, you know, different strategic ways of playing games. And then with our team chemistry, just kind of continuing to grow with all of it. I think I grew in a lot of those facets of the game. Just going to continue to grow on it. So.
Is there any specific camaraderie that exists between you and guys like Lou or Lindy that have, you know, been on two-way contracts that have kind of fought through, and, you know, you're on these standard deals now? Is there any of that that exists?
For sure. I mean, specifically, like, you know, some of those guys with two ways even now. Lindy, who was on the two ways, been converted. Keontae, Adam, Olivier, all those guys, you know, I've had conversations with, just both regarding their situation and where they're, you know, kind of like positioned individually, as well as, you know, just, you know, what they're doing, you know, both on the court, off the court, life-wise, all of those things. And then, I mean, I think a lot of the guys have relationships that go beyond just NBA. I know specifically, I knew Lou Dort in high school. We played against each other in high school. We played against each other in the Allen Iverson Classic. So like I've known about, you know, who he was, the type of player he was, and everything long before I even joined here. And you guys got to ask him about our one-on-one in Allen Iverson. He'll be mad at me, but
What can you tell us about it?
I'm not gonna speak on it. Just let him tell you.
Okay.
What was high school Lou like?
Same player, similar to who he is today. He's like huge. So like had an advantage over everybody then. He was pretty simple. A dog. But yeah, like I said, a lot of guys have, you know, they go further than just NBA and relationships, and I think our camaraderie in that aspect, and, you know, both relation to, you know, where guys come from, whether it's contract-wise or position on a team, you know, experiences or any of those things. I mean, I think it helps build into those individual relationships, which only contribute to the team chemistry. And I mean, we did a good job just kind of maximizing, you know, our collectiveness and togetherness that we had. And is a group that I think, you know, just is willing to, you know, put forth their best foot so that whoever's beside them can put forth their best foot. And you know, the connectedness is a different type of feel.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Thinking back to your childhood, playing in the playoffs, being in the NBA, what are some things that are exactly what you expected them to be, and then what are some things that are completely different than what you expected? More specifically in the playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs for sure. Specifically related to OKC, the crowd, the fans, the atmosphere, everything I expected, like above and beyond. And it's crazy because in comparison to where we played, I mean, our fans are one of a kind. Everybody wears the shirts. That's awesome. Like that's super dope. That alone just kind of shows the collectiveness that not only our team has, but like the people behind us, the people who like root for us and stuff like that, goes a long way. But the atmosphere is one thing that, you know, as a kid you watch. I mean, you obviously watch the Thunder 2010, 2011, 2012, all those years, and you're just watching them and you're seeing them, and you see everybody wearing blue, everybody wearing white, and the crowd's electric. And then being able to play in it, I mean, I'm doing it on a video game too as a kid. I'm on the video game, OKC playing the playoffs, and it's like, it's a different feeling. And I mean, I just say, you know, it's one of a kind here, at least.
What are some of the things that you want to really work on this summer?
I mean, there's a number of things that I think I can, you know, continue to just kind of build on. I'll continue to just work on, you know, ball handling on the offensive side, ball handling, shooting, you know, all of the basics that everybody would say. But defensively, continuing to just kind of work on lateral quickness, you know, my physical being and stuff. Just try to come in a better player. That's what everybody's gonna say. You'll work on the things you need to work on as an individual, but at the end of the day, you wanna come back a better player and noticeably better player. So.
Along those same lines, you mentioned the experience that you guys got this season. Knowing how competitive this group is and how much everyone wants to get better, how much are you like looking forward to seeing what you guys can accomplish this
Yeah,
year?
no, it's definitely a lot to look forward to. Just because I think our group has a certain sense of hunger about them. I think you could see that from our team, both in the regular season and in the playoffs. And knowing that, you know, this ended not how we wanted it to, you know, keeping that feeling and you know, going into the summer with it, I think guys will have that same hunger and approach to, you know, off-season workouts and, you know, just kind of preparing themselves for the opportunity next season. So I think there's a lot to look forward to, and I know the guys are probably itching to, you know, get back to playing. So.
Wiggs, earlier this season I asked Mark about what's your best skill as a basketball player, and he said everything. Just want to ask you what you think is your number one skill as a basketball player.
I'm gonna tell you something about that. Jay Will saw that, and after he saw Mark say that answer, he like called me like everything every day. Like he was like everything, like you're good at everything. So that was annoying. What was your question?
So what do you think is your number one skill as a basketball
My
player?
number one skills?
Skill as a basketball player.
As a basketball player, the ability to be willing to do what it takes to win. I don't force to, you know, try to do a specific thing for my individual success. I want to be a part of a winning team. I want to be a part of a winning culture, and I want to maximize obviously my level of play, but also others. And being in an environment where you can do that is more important than being an individually great player, but not in a great environment and not a winning environment, not a winning culture. So just trying to be a player that, you know, wants to win and puts forth whatever he has to make sure that he's in a winning side.
What are some of the things that you're looking forward to getting to, like hobbies or whatnot, this summer?
Chilling with my dogs.
How many dogs?
I have 2 dogs, Cane Corso and a Pit Bull and Lab Mix. I don't know. I want to take them to the beach. I want them to see the beach.
Any
Yeah.
particular beach?
No particular beach. Just want them to see the beach, see how they react to just water. They don't like water. They don't like baths. They don't like so see if they enjoy that setting.
All right.
It'll be fun.
Thanks, Wiggs.
That's it.